Hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Greg's coming to you on the 19th of June 2020. We're going to talk about Power Keg Planet. Our whole planet is like a powder keg. I mean, the tensions right now worldwide, between countries and within countries right now, seems to be higher and worse than they were before WW2. And it's ratcheting up. The tensions are getting higher. What's going to happen? Already this powder keg is sputtering and spewing, and flames are starting to spark. When's it going to blow? I think it may well blow before the end of this year. So before we get into that, I'm going to tell you, I've got a lot of these topics I'm going to bring you. This is part of my series of Eyes Wide Open and Head on the Swivel News, which I need to create a playlist for. But we've got to talk about this. And so if you want to see videos of this type, do subscribe to my channel. Click the links below to support my channel. But when you subscribe, click the update notification bell and click all. And do come back from time to time to check to see if you've actually seen my latest videos, because YT isn't always the best at giving update notifications. That said, also click the links below to support my channel. If you've not prepped, if you've not started, oh my gosh. And if you are prepped, this might be your last best chance to shore up your preps. We're kind of in a lull, the eye of the storm, and I think the next wave may boggle your mind. And that's what we're going to get into in just a second. But also, the links include links to prepwithgreg.com. You can just put that in your browser, and that will also take you throughout. If you click around on that to My Patriot Supply, you already need to be prepping, and it's still a good time. Right now it's time you can be planting your own food. You need to grow a garden, seriously. If you're not growing a garden now, you need to get started. It's not too late, but you need to get your seeds now. Go to my link to trueleafmarket.com. You need heirloom seeds. You can get them there. You can grow in your house if you're in the city. Microgreens and other things, I've got videos below on that too. Check out my links to my videos and to my True Leaf Market and to prepwithgreg.com. Okay, back to our story. The tensions are ratcheting. What we have now, a worldwide Great Depression, deeper than we saw in the previous Great Depression. Seems to be coming up on us real fast. And so far, the effects haven't been that acute yet. The governments have still managed to mollify the population with, unemployment and various and sundry other means of assistance. How long will that last? How long can that last? The governments are going greatly in debt really fast, and maybe they can cover that for a while. It's a question as to how long, though, because the country's monetary ratings will change, and borrowing too much money is inflationary. The United States has gotten away with it for some time because dollar is the reserve currency of the world. How long will that last? There are those that want to knock that out of being like Russia and China. But Russia and China, especially China. China's getting very aggressive right now. And with India, Indonesia, Malaysia, there have been spats between these countries already, clashes. I just did a report on the one between India and China where it got deadly. But China said, we want peace. We don't want no more clashes, as they're continuing to build up. Do a lot of border exercises and a lot of fire exercises near the border. Right on the border presently, the troops are unarmed, but it's still getting very tense. And then there's the whole thing of the 9-dash line where China has went in and claimed the South China Sea, way far removed from China, taking territories that belongs to other states and countries. I mean, they're right in the economic zone of several other countries. Again, the Philippines, Japan, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia. And what we're seeing, I just heard rumors yesterday of massive cyber attacks on Australia. Was this retribution for Australia waking up and reconsidering how they're trading with China? I don't know. I haven't got that confirmed, but there was reports last night of some massive cyber attacks on Australia. So things are starting to cook. They're starting to heat up. Tensions are ratcheting up between the United States and China, China to Hong Kong, China to Taiwan, China everywhere, right in the middle of it. I think we ought to make peace with Russia. because Russia's got more to fear from China than they do from us. Ultimately, China will take Siberia one day. We should be allies with Russia. We shouldn't have to be facing them and China. Yeah, if we had Russia on our side, China might have to think twice. But mind you, Russia's got some very destructive capabilities, like the Tsar-Bomba on a submarine that's a UAV robot submarine that they call a torpedo. That's like 6 or 8 foot in diameter in order to carry the Tsar-Bomba device. 100 megaton bomb that could set up a tsunami and take out an entire coastal region of the nation in one fell swoop. Not a pretty picture. I'm talking tsunami like 1,000 foot high. No, these are very serious times we're coming into. Very serious. But my friend Dr. Peter Vincent Pry just released a paper on the 10th of June talking about the EMP surprise attack that China may be planning. An EMP surprise attack. In fact, China has been planning for that. Now, are they actually going to carry it out? Well, my friend Stacy from Sustainable Stewards, I did an interview with her where she envisioned something like this taking place. And her vision, her prophecy, fits something that would take a really good military analyst to understand, but it's just the way I would see something like that going down. Check that out. So, an EMP attack on the United States, what would that do to us? Well, according to the EMP task force, who Dr. Peter Vincent Pry played a key role in, it would take out 90% of our country. I'm going to tell you that of the remaining 20%, if they're figuring that's mostly rural people, only 8% of them have actually gardens. So I would adjust that to a survival rate of only 2.5%, 1/8 of 20%, okay? 2.5%, which in the United States would be somewhere on the order of just 8 million people out of 330 million. 8 million survivors might be all you have in a year. 8 million. Well, I've seen some other websites postulating that China would invade the United States after that. So if they just did and release an EMP device, they could do it covertly, as Stacy saw. And we go, who did it? And they were developing the capability of hypersonic weapons. They could take out our aircraft carriers. They could do, I'm sure they're working on means for our submarines. They could incapacitate the United States with a Pearl Harbor type event. I mean, totally incapacitate us, take us to our knees. Because our deep state politicians are too lazy and too short-sighted to take the steps they need to take to harden our power grid, which I've been trying to get done since I chaired my first conference on that in 2016. And I started there before then. So work with me. Let's get this power grid hardened. We'll talk more about that in the future. So what are we looking at? We're looking at if there's an EMP attack. I wasn't even talking about the spent fuel rod pulls in that estimate. So it might be less. There may not be 8 million people. But I guarantee you one thing, whatever million survives, they're going to be a tough sort of people, and they're going to be well armed. They may not have fully automatic weapons like the Chinese may bring here. But you know what? I think the Chinese are going to find it interesting if they come here. It may not be the cakewalk they're expecting, unless they hit us with another bioweapon. Yeah, you know, there's a weaponized smallpox that's believed to be 90% lethal. That would make this recent pandemic look like a cakewalk. So let's hope that don't happen. Let's just hope not. But, you know, if they waited, you know, hit us with something like that and waited for another year or two until that burned out, then they might come over. Let's hope not. You know, George Washington is said to have had a vision of the United States being attacked by the entire world, from all over, including South America, which I used to think was ridiculous. Why would South America? How could South America attack us? Now we know. Checking my video with Stacy, where we're talking about that. South America, Africa. Well, North Africa's got a lot of countries that don't care too much about us. He saw us being attacked from Asia. Oh yeah, I'll go figure that one. And you know, it's all over the world. Could happen. Absolutely could happen. In Europe, well, Moscow's in Europe, really, technically. So it could happen. But he did see us winning in the end only through the greater help of the powers above. He saw the angels of God helping us to save our republic in the end. And this vision saw us build great cities from coast to coast. And he had this when he was in Valley Forge, when the troops had to wrap their feet in cloth because they couldn't get shoes and their feet were bleeding, walking and leaving blood stains through the snow. And those troops weren't well paid either. I mean, people went through a lot to fight for freedom in this country. Don't doubt that for a second. Now, all that said, this is why you need to get ready. This is why you need to prepare. Things could get serious. I don't know how serious. I hope none of this takes place. I seriously hope we can avert it, and I think we need to have some serious prayer sessions. Maybe a big revival is in order, because it seems that judgment is coming down upon us. But this is worldwide. The tensions are worldwide. We're not. And look at North Korea. Let's talk about North Korea. North Korea, is really at it. Kim Jo-young, or whatever her name is, the sister of Little Kim, as we might like to call him, has really been active lately in North Korea. She's been denouncing South Korea, threatening to attack, which is not new, but it's interesting to see her playing it. But moreover, North Korea destroyed a liaison office. They destroyed the inner Korean liaison office on the 16th. And this was an office that was empty at the time, but South Korea had invested $8.3 million in it when North and South Korea were trying to cooperate, and they were building some buildings on the North Korean side. But North Korea has now moved in troops. They've got guards posted. They put more guards and troops on the border, and so the demilitarized zone is really hot right now. Things are not looking pretty with North Korea. Things aren't looking pretty with China. Things aren't looking pretty with several countries around the world. The tensions are high. United States versus Iran. It's just been announced that Iran is really close to having this, or probably already beyond the line that where Netanyahu drew his line, that they are out of the bounds of what was the treaties with regards to the production of highly enriched uranium. So, yeah, U.S., Iran, U.S., China, India, China, Indonesia, yeah, the tensions in Europe between the Russian and other European forces, like in the Ukraine, that's not gone away. It's still there. You don't hear so much about it, but the tensions are still there. And then you look at the tensions going on inside the countries. Look here in the United States with protests, riots that have been taken advantage of by people on both sides of the spectrum. We just don't know when. We're looking at a combination of potential Civil War, Greatest Depression, and a WW3 all in one. Mind-boggling, mind-boggling. On top of that, our magnetic field strength of the north of our magnetic fields of our planet is dropping. Cosmic rays are popping. We are at a severe risk that soon we may be dropping. The power grid is at risk from natural sources. The power grid is at risk from terrorists. The power grid is at risk from the capabilities that China is developing, from the visions that Stacy saw. We are at risk. This risk is real. It's serious. It's now, I don't seldom talk to you this frankly. And once again, I hope it's wrong. I think we can change the future. I think that with prayer, meditation, that we can better our outcome and how all this takes place. There are the powers that be that would want to turn us into slavery. Want to put us all in homes that are racked and stacked by the railroad shack on the way to the smokestack, right? Seems to be the case. So there is so much tension in the world today, it is unreal. It is unfathomable. This decade, the 2020s, and just this year already has been such a roller coaster, and the ride is just getting started. Just getting started. More shoes are to drop, and I think they're about to start dropping soon. I don't know what the next one's going to be, and but I can tell you that there's plenty of trouble out there on the horizon. The storm clouds have gathered. The horsemen are mounted. The horses are neighing and pawing, or maybe they're running by now. The four horsemen are out. I should do a video on that. So let's get back to it. what you can do, of course, is pray for one. And I'll do some more prayer sessions. You need to prep. You need to grow a garden. And we need to form our communities. Our own communities are the hope for us to get through this, so that we can survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive, which is the proposition of this channel. Again, I tell you to subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. But if you want to join my survival tribes, check out hal5space at AOL.com. The link will be below. hal5space at AOL.com. That is HAL5SPACE. Hotel Alpha Lima Arabic 5 Sierra Papa Alpha Charlie Echo. I believe we got that right. HAL5space at AOL.com. And put on it 19 June in your subject line. 19 June tribe request. Now, yeah, I've got a volunteer helping me with some of these. There are a few of you that I want to talk to personally, and my life is still a catastrophe right now. I am having some emergencies I'm still dealing with. So the few of these, for a few select few of you, it might be a little bit longer till I contact you. But a lot of you have already been contacted, and we're getting information. And we've already got a couple of tribes in formation and some others that will soon be following up. We got to get this moving. Our time is short. Our time, I fear, is short. So we need to start moving fast. One other thing, I will be having Dr. Peter Vincent Pry on my channel, hopefully this week, and an interview with him to talk about this further, and some other interesting people in the very near future. And I hope also to appear on Leak Project about this topic. So my friends, well, the EMP side of it. So my friends, hang in there. Buckle up. The ride's just started. Buckle up tight. Be prepared, be ready, but be prepared, not scared. We can get through this. We can get through it together, and in the end, we win. Oh, yeah, one thing I want to point out. Yeah, talking about the internal tensions. You know, yeah, we don't know when this keg is about to pop, but look at Chaz, Chop, or whatever they want to call it, Stasi Shop. Bikers are on the way, claiming they're going to mop. I have no idea if that's going to go or stop. So, like I said, the internal tensions in this country are off the charts. Let's hope that we can prevail for peace to people's hearts. We've got to reach out to our friends across the aisle. If we do, our nation can soar and thrive in style. Yeah, we can make it. Yeah, okay, I'd rhyme all the time. I could be a rap artist, right? Or something. A country music singer. Didn't say singer. Yeah, if I do rock or pop, I might be a singer. If you're country, you're a singer. Yeah, like some people have a little finger and some of us have a big fat finger. Okay, there we go. So my friends, hang in there. Have faith. Have faith. We can get through this. But we got to have each other's backs. I did a story in one of my community tribe videos talking about me and my best friend having each other's backs fighting wasps in a well house full of nests. Amazing. I might tell that story again, but not right now. This video's already gone long. So my friends, let's hang in there. I do believe we can make it. Those of us that hold together, we will be the survivors. And we're going to survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. And when all this is over with, we're going to shake the dust off and stand up and build a better world. Maybe, just maybe, through our prayers, meditation, and our good work, reaching out to others, through us working. I got some people working on legislative endeavors right now too. And I may call on some of you in that area if you're interested. But through these endeavors, hopefully we can change the way things are heading, and we can create a better outcome, and maybe none of this will happen. So let's try to make that let's try to have a bright future. Let's hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. Because my friends, holy smoke. Yes, this planet is a powder keg inside, all over the place, inside the countries, between the countries. Yeah, this you know, look, with the depressionary forces, when people get desperate and get hungry, they do desperate things. When nations get desperate, when leaders are seeing their people getting very restless, then they wag the dog. That's when ugly things start flying. Let's hope we don't get there. Let's hope we can get our country and the world out of this jam. Because there's a lot of people thinking, hey, they're going to get changed and it's going to be better for us in the end. No. When all you got left over is a burnt cinder, C-I-N-D-E-R, then there is no splendor. There's nothing worth it. Well, so let's hang in there. Let's build a better future. Let's survive this, and we'll have a better future somehow down the road. Hang in there, my friends. And hope you have a great weekend. Goodbye.